So I've heard that Dark Cacao can be used for the arena, and I had to test it out myself. And I wanted to share the exact build of what the person who has told me about this particular comp is using. So here it is inside of the video. Alright, so I have been getting some, words that Dark Cacao can be used in the current arena. You guys can test it out yourselves. We're going to test it out right now and give you guys a little bit of insight on how it works and if you guys would like to try it or not. Alright, so we got right over here Dark Cacao with Holly Berry, as well as Eternal Sugar, Shadow Milk, as well as Marshmallow Bunny. Right, so as you guys can see, it's gonna be that replacement for Fire Spirit slash Pure Vanilla Awakened slash Stormbringer for some of you guys. But we do have right over here this comp, and it was shared by Wolfy Jen, and I'm actually on Wolfy Jen's account, who is gonna be a Grandmaster 3 on the Holly Berry server, because it's just not working for my account. My account is all messed up right now because my Eternal Sugar is at 2-star, while my Holly Berry is at 2-star Awakened with 5-star Ascension. It just messes up the whole HP, because HP is super important right now. So pay close attention to the HP stuff. Right, so Holly Berry right now is using 5 of the Swift Chocolate with a solid almond tart in order to get some extra damage resist as well as cooldown. We do have damage resist and cooldown for the biscuit, so around 35% cooldown with more damage resist to increase survivability. And then we have right over here Swift Chocolate for our Dark Cacao. Getting that right over here, you guys can see 3 seconds. So we're not going over to the 2-second, right? But we're having at least a bit of damage resist. And you guys can see dark damage with some damage resist bypass. We are using the Dark Cacao for the silence and some healing reduction and all that good stuff. So first of all, Dark Cacao's HP wants to be higher than Holly Berry's HP, because Holly Berry needs to take Shadow Milk Cookie's skill first, and that's because of the fact that Shadow Milk targets the cookie with the lowest HP. Usually it's Eternal Sugar, but because Holly Berry pushes away the enemies with her first skill, which is like super fast, she gets targeted and Dark Cacao gets to use the skill, and the Eternal Sugar gets to follow with a pretty good damage with the Searing Raspberry. Alright, so we do have damage resist and around 8% cooldown with damage resist bypass. And then we have Shadow Milk with damage resist bypass, and we have the full Swift Chocolate with some cooldown as well, around 30 to 35%, close to there. And then we have our last Marshmallow Bunny. I think Marshmallow Bunny has definitely different sets, but Wolfy Jen right now is using around 35% cooldown, close to that. And then we have Crit to increase the healing. So if you guys didn't know, healers, alright, supports to heal, they get extra, healing if they crit. Alright, so that's the reason why we got crit and some amplify buff to increase that overall attack as well from the effect of Marshmallow Bunny. Alright, so we have the treasures right now. Holly Berry and Royal Necklace to increase the survivability of Eternal Sugar. And then we have the Jewelry Box as well as the standard Jelly Watch. So that's the team that we have going on. The team that Wolfy Jen does recommend to try and stay away from is going to be the Pure Vanilla team. Obviously, you guys, if you guys don't know, Pure Vanilla Awaken does have it, so it prevents, your cookies from getting right over here. Triggers if there are no other healing cookie in the rear row, and grants the team immunity from silence and cooldown debuffs. Alright, so kind of a counter to Dark Cacao as well. And then of course there's some extra healing as well. So it's not a guaranteed lose, but it is a pretty decent counter. So right over here, we're going to try and go up against this one right here, and that's going to be with Fire Spirit and Cream Ferret. So let's see how this one goes. So on this particular comp, if you don't have Marshmallow Bunny, I think you guys can try out Cream Ferret. That would be the only decent replacement, or only the viable replacement, just because you already have 4 high rarities, right? So you can't really stick on Mystic Flower or Pure Vanilla Awaken. Cream Ferret is the only one that you can actually put in. Alright, so you guys can see right there, we're having those injuries. So we do get rid of their, HP as well as the silence. But again, we'll see if this one is going to work. Our Eternal Sugar did die a little bit quickly. So right there, this one actually is going to lose. So that's the kind of a bad thing. right now because Cream Ferret, if Cream Ferret is there, I guess Eternal Sugar is just not going to survive. All right, so Wolfy Jen just sent me a list. So there are some comps to avoid. Stormbringer comps, Pure Vanilla comp with Necklace or Monocle, and Rockstar comps are a couple of the comps that you do want to try and avoid. Right now, this one, I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be a Fire Spirit, so let's try and go up against it, and it is gonna be a Fire Spirit. All right, so let's look at this real quick. So we have the Hollyberry right there. You see Hollyberry gets goes up to the front, Shadow Milk gets pushed to the back, and then uses the skill to target our Hollyberry instead of the Eternal Sugar, which is what you want. Again, we pushed it, and then Hollyberry gets targeted again. Later down the line, though, you're going to see Eternal Sugar get targeted right here. You see right there. But it was targeted before that 1 minute mark, which is pretty good. But sadly, again, our Eternal Sugar did die. So that's the thing, though. The key to winning it with this comp right now, it does look like it needs to be where Eternal Sugar needs to survive until that 1 minute mark to at least use the skill. If that doesn't happen, then it doesn't look like it's gonna work out too well. So this particular comp, I want to say it's gonna be Elder Fairy, so we'll go up against it and just see. All right, so it did have a little lower power, so I guessed it was Elder Fairy, and it is Elder Fairy, but we'll see how this one goes, because right here you can see our Dark Cacao was actually targeted for that Shadow Milk. But Eternal Sugar right here survived until that 1 minute mark. It's going to do a pretty decent amount of damage for us. All right. And then our Eternal Sugar is still surviving. This is really, really good. All right. Should be able to use one more skill. Okay. There we go. Necklace to protect with that shield. All right. And this is going to be a clean victory. All right. So, you know, if you're able to get that Eternal Sugar to survive until that 1 minute mark, it's going to work out really, really well. If it doesn't, then it's going to be hard, because you guys can see right here, like, look at the damage that Eternal Sugar does. 38 million, all right? Dark Cacao, again, having that injury, so it allows you to kind of get rid of their HP before you are able to just completely blow them away, all right? And then we have Shadow Milk with 21 million as well. So you can see, like, Eternal Sugar surviving is a very, 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 very important part. Yes, Pure Vanilla usually is counter, but because of the fact that for this particular comp, you don't have that Marshmallow Bunny, it does look like they were lacking a bit of damage, because they went with more of a protector build, right, with the Elder Fairy, so they weren't not able to kill the Eternal Sugar. So that's the reason why Eternal Sugar did so much damage to, you know, kind of destroy the enemy after that 1 minute mark. Okay, so we have a scroll this time. Let's try it. All right, let's look at this. This is a Fire Spirit comp with the scroll. All right, so they went straight damage. No shield, no extra, you know, damage resist from the whistle. Just straight up damage here. All right, so let's see how this one does. Can our Eternal Sugar use skill one more time before the 1 minute? Yep, or after the 1 minute. That happened. We were able to get rid of all of them. Dark Cacao is still alive. And there you guys go. So again, you know, it works. But do I recommend everybody to try and go and build it? Like you guys can see, this was a fully awakened Hollyberry, fully promoted Eternal Sugar, fully ascended Fire Spirit, and fully ascended Marshmallow Bunny. All right. So, I mean, it works. Okay, it works, but will I go and like confidently say, hey, I think you guys should go and build this thing? Only if you guys want to try and use Dark Cacao. But as you guys can see, the biggest thing is Wolfy Jen's Dark Cacao is max awakened and max ascended, so it works. And if you really want to try it out, let me know how it works for you guys. But I can say for myself, on my account, it did kind of work, but most of the time it didn't work. All right, so there is some usage. If you guys already have a really, really strong Dark Cacao, give it a try. If you guys have the topping and the ability to do so, and don't go broke for it. All right, you guys can try it, but Yeah, let me know down in the comments how it works out for you guys. All right, but it looks like Dark Cacao viable. Meta, hard to say.